What is up, y'all? It's time to draft. Let's get it again. Underdog, best ball. We're going to do a fantasy baseball draft. And this time, once again, we're in what's called the Dinger. I'll go over the rules real quick. Just jumped in the draft. It's already full. Yeah, this contest is going to fill up pretty soon. So you want to get your entries in there while you can. So about 30 seconds, we'll get under the way. I got the 12th pick. So it'll be a little while before I pick anyways. But let me go over the rules so you know what it is. Here we go. We get a $10 entry for best ball. It's going to get you entry to the Dinger. It's a little more than half full, but it's filling up a lot quicker these days. I can just tell you that. It's a 16-week tournament, and then you get to the postseason if you win your league. 2-week quarterfinal, 2-week semi, 2-week championship. And this is points. So for pitching, 5 points for a win, 5 for a quality start as well, 3 for strikeout, 3 for innings pitched, -3 for earned runs. You might notice no saves, no holds. So forget relievers. You do not need relievers. There's no point drafting a reliever or closer in this format. And then there's the point system for offense: singles 3, doubles 6, triples 8, home runs 10, walks 3, RBIs and runs are each 2, hit by pitches 3, and stolen bases are 4. So it's going to lean a little bit more heavily toward the sluggers, which is why you see right there Aaron Judge get taken 3rd overall. So get underway, make myself a little smaller here. How about that? That works. Actually, let's jump in the quarter here. That works better, I think. All right. So take a look at what I got here. Still waiting because I got the 12th pick. Now, I talked about this in my last live draft. I've talked about this anytime people ask about the underdog contests. You might notice a trend here, and it's continuing on. A lot of orange, all outfielders. The first round will pretty much just be outfielders, and there's a reason for that. Number one, the biggest fantasy studs, but also, like I said, in this format, the type of hitter that is going to be preferred. Well, most of them here are outfielders, but also just you'll notice very, very soon, pretty much before my pick, all the stud outfielders are going to be gone. There's a big drop off. All right, I'm already on. So what I'm doing here is the top 10 outfielders are off the board. It's okay. I really don't love Schwarber here, so I'm going to go with a guy like Freddie Freeman. No issues there. And I'm actually going to go Spencer Strider. Why not? Dominant pitcher. Sometimes I'll double tap infield. I've been doing that a lot. But this time we'll mix it up. I don't have any Strider yet, so why not get myself a Strider? I feel like not just the number one pitcher, but somehow could be even better this year. He's throwing a curveball in the mix. He just looks dominant. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works. Get Strider early, which means I'm probably not going to go pitcher the next turn. I won't load up too early on too many pitchers. Now, talking about the outfield strategy again, Schwarber is fine there if you want Schwarber. I would rather get the stud infielder. I could have gone Bobby Witt or Freddie Freeman, and then I decided to take Strider instead. It's going to be a while, but it's okay because I feel like it's almost, I'm going to say a dead zone, but it's almost the outfielders you feel like you're reaching for. The infield quality is so much better, I think, right now. And then I will have to take some outfielders. I'm going to go ahead and start adding to McHugh. Maybe Michael Harris falls to me. Christian Yelich in a points format is always good. In fact, I just drafted him in Raz Slam. Anybody knows Razball? They have a yearly contest for people who are doing, like if you're in the industry or whatever. I've been in Raz Slam for a couple of years now. So, and that's like a points format. I went ahead and took Yelich there. I might take him here if he falls. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. All right, so I'm going to move myself again. I don't think this is the best place. Nope. Well, that works, except I don't want to cover myself. All right, good enough. I think that's good enough. Yeah, still got a while till my turn. Oh, well, let's wait. By the way, if you haven't tried Underdog yet, this is a good time to try it out because You still have plenty of time to get into some preseason best ball action. You can get in there, get now. The dinger right now is, like I said, a little more half full, but let me show you because I still have a whole round basically until my turn. Let's jump out of it real quick. Look at the lobby for MLB. This is the one I'm in. It's this best ball, 100K for first place. That's what we're going for. 750K total prizes, ton of entrants. So yeah, the field is definitely a lot bigger, but it's only a $10 entry. Why not take a few swings there? The perfect game is much easier chance to win, but it's also a $100 entry. And then the solo shot, only one entry. I like those contests typically. I might do one of those. 75 bucks, a very small pool. But much better chance, of course. And then the eliminator. I do like the eliminators. I did the little eliminator. That one must be full. Did that one before. This is the regular eliminator. It's also a pretty small pool. It's only 1,116 entrants. So anyways, those are the tournaments I got right now. All right, let's just jump back into it. You see who's going off the board now. A lot of those infielders who are really good. Trey Turner, Seager, Dever, Semien. Two typical studs here. And there goes Harrison Yelich. Those are the guys I was looking for. All right. I really don't love Nolan Jones this year. Just a little scared of him, especially this soon. I think that's mainly my issue. This soon. Man, I just don't get excited with these outfielders here. George Springer these days, Nimmo is like fine. Guess he is better in this kind of format, but I just can't pass up on what is out there. So I'm probably gonna just do what I've been doing. Just get my outfielders a little bit later. Sorry, I can't do it with Nolan Jones. Look, Ellie De La Cruz is still there in best ball. Yeah, I'll take him. And then instead pitchers. I would like Gausman here. He's been dealing with a little something, though. General shoulder fatigue. Yeah, that's concerning. So let's just go another pitcher here. Castillo, Wheeler, Lopez, any of those guys are totally fine. Let's just go Castillo. I like Castillo. Yeah, so again, if I'm not able to grab a stud outfielder early, which I just happened to get the number 12 pick here, I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm not going to wait too long. Look, you go down a little farther. I doubt Nimmo's still there for me. If so, maybe Castellanos. If he's there, I'll take him. Jazz. I'll take Jazz. A little interesting that his ADP has risen because people originally were a little worried because, again, that recency bias in the last year because he was hurt so much. And now people are remembering, oh, yeah, he's really good. And he seems to be okay in the spring. So his ADP has definitely gone up as of late. I'll definitely take some chances on him. It's really funny to see the difference in some of these leagues. A guy like Marcelo Zuna. Marcelo Zuna in NFBC, which if you don't know NFBC, it's one of those high-stakes leagues. You can do drafts like this. But, yeah, I mean, they have plenty of contests, but it's this huge – typically, the tournaments are much bigger in terms of who you're competing with, but also bigger entry fees. But in NFBC, where not a lot of knowledgeable players do play, Marcelo Zuna's ADP is something crazy, like 150, something really late, and I don't understand. And I just think it's funny. Then you go here, it's like 60. Which makes more sense based on how he did last year, but just the difference between platforms is insane sometimes. I don't even understand it. And then you look at like Yahoo, which is just your typical, a lot of people playing Yahoo, and then you look at ESPN, you're just like, well, who plays? I want to know who plays on ESPN because who's drafting these players when they're getting taken. I don't know. I don't play on ESPN. Yeah, it's just funny. So I almost feel like I can't take Ozuna because he's way too overvalued in this particular contest, but we'll see. And Evan Carter, an interesting name. He was going in the 90s just a couple of weeks ago when I did this, and now all of a sudden inside pick 70, people are starting to catch on. I was all over him early in the preseason. I still like him, but I just don't like that everybody else likes him as much. Royce Lewis, look at him. He's dropped a lot. He used to be in the 50s. Now he's in the 70s. So you just always got to pay attention to that. All right, what's up, fellas who are in the chat? All right, Jacob wants to know Jordan or Olsen in head-to-head points. I'm gonna always lean toward Jordan because he's just he just mashes. I mean, Olsen does too, obviously, but he's a little more reliant on the long ball. You know, the only reason Jordan honestly hasn't won multiple batting titles is because he just has had some injury issues. Yeah, that's a concern, but seems fine now. DH mostly. In points, I'm going Jordan. He's got that great skill set and yeah, the plate discipline. So I slightly lean Jordan. Now, I'm so glad you asked this, Tim, because I actually just I don't know what to call it. Not tweeted because it's not on Twitter because I'm trying to really get off of that. I know everyone still uses it for the most part, but I'm really trying to not. So I'm using Blue Sky. Shout out to Nate, our end game tech guru who's in the football league. I don't know if Nate plays baseball. I don't think he does. Told me about Blue Sky. I'm trying to get on Blue Sky. I'm trying to make fantasy baseball Blue Sky a thing. So I skied blue. I don't know what you call it. I posted on Blue Sky today about how I can't get enough late shares of Giancarlo Stanton, and I just took him yesterday in the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational on my league there, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. But it's my pick now. Look at that, Jazz fell in our lap. We'll take him. I liked it that he was going earlier in the season, but oh well, too bad. I'll take him now. So there's Jazz, and then it's our turn again. I can't believe Ozuna is available here, but he's man. This is too early. The value here, I feel like, is for pitching. You know what? We're gonna take a chance here. Logan Webb is your guy who's gonna be out there, your workhorse, and so is Kirby. I'm just gonna take a swing, go for upside with Scooball. Very, very risky compared to those guys, right? Logan Webb probably get you 200 innings. Kirby also get a ton of wins. I'll just go for the chance that Scooball is what everybody thinks he could be, Cy Young material. Let's see. Let's see if it happens. I already have a ton of Kirby. I'm all over Kirby. I was all over him last year. Nothing's changed. Webb is fine. He's very solid, but I don't want solid, right? Is solid going to win us this tournament for 100K? Probably not. Probably not. So look, I got Spencer Strider, Luis Castillo, Triggs, Scooball. I do not hate that whatsoever. Freddie Freeman, Ellie De La Cruz, and then Jazz. All right, so I'm loving this start, but I'm definitely going to need some more outfielders. Not going to lie. We'll get to that on the way back. So this, I was talking about Stanton. Yes, I love Stanton at the end of drafts. I get it. Can't even hit 200 last year. Striking out of town. He's always hurt. Yeah, fine. So you can get him at the very, very, very end of your draft. A guy who still, despite all that, could hit 40 bombs. A guy who still has the talent, just has to be healthy and focused. I think he is. If you saw this offseason, he lost like 15 pounds. He's definitely slim. And not just that, because I know the best shape of his life thing, we've all been there and done that. But Stanton is not just in shape, which he should have already been in shape, but he's adjusted his stance a little bit. I noticed this. Somebody posted on this. He's a little more upright. He's not bending his knees as much. He's trying to reduce some of that pre-pitch movement. Not that he had a lot to begin with, but again, it seems like he's trying to really focus in a little bit more on making contact, which is a good thing. So look, I'm going to take a chance. If it doesn't work out, oh well. I would much rather take a chance on a guy like Stanton, who, again, in that Yankees lineup, still has some of the best power in the majors and that's not just me just saying that. That's actually objectively true because his max EV last year was still, I think, number 2 in the majors. It's still all some of the top exit velocities, batted balls. Yeah, he can still mash. So sure, I'll definitely take him at the end. I'm just going to have him a ton. And his ADP is ridiculously low. And Joseph, what's up, Joseph? Saying trying to trade Stanton for Kerry Carpenter. I like Kerry Carpenter. I did talk about him early in the preseason on a video. So look, I definitely like Carpenter. I get, you're getting a little more security there. I guess you're trading in the name value of Stanton if he still has some for kind of an under the radar guy like Carpenter. I like Carpenter. I think he's slated potentially to hit cleanup, but that's only against right-handers, and that's my only worry now. I'm not sure if he's going to be in the lineup every day. Parker Meadows might be in the lineup every day. He might hit leadoff sometimes, but also against lefties, he might hit ninth. Wow. Okay, so I'm talking about the Tigers here. Riley Green just went 82. Riley Green has been one of my favorite preseason targets. I remember when he was going around pick 130. So he is definitely moved up draft boards. I can't believe he just went that high. And I'm all over Riley Green, but again, it's just crazy to see where he's going now compared to before. All right. 3, 2, 1. We only have one outfielder. I definitely don't love Stephen Kwan or Cedric Mullins. I do like Yoshida. He's another guy who's seen his ADP jump up. I mean, I hate to keep waiting on outfielder, but I just don't love the values. I don't. I feel like I have a lot of pitchers already. Let's go with a guy who's boring but productive, Arenado. And then, I mean, I don't know. I think Churio, I'm not all in on him. Josh Lowe. CJ Abrams is available this late. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to take CJ Abrams. I know it's another infielder, but yeah, that's just, it's crazy. In a typical redraft league, Abrams is top 50 pick, like almost for sure. Now, obviously, it's a different format. It's not roto. It doesn't matter how many steals he gets, but he has some power. He can hit, get a double, singles, triples. He'll get a lot of bases, just period. And so on this format, still super valuable. So I got to take advantage of that right now. Yes, on the way back, we'll definitely get some outfielders. So start loading up if Josh Lowe. Yeah, I don't love him in redraft. In this format, I'll take him. I'll take a shot on White Langford if either of those guys are available. Byron Buxton. Am I feeling that risky? I don't know. We'll see. And again, this is just the way it's turning out because I happened to get the 12th pick. I couldn't pass up on that early value on infield and pitching. Just feel like that's where the value lies. And so it's okay. Now, some people are saying, you need more outfielders. You can't wait too long. Look, this is best ball. And so you don't have to have the best starting lineup out there as far as your first guys you draft. You just need guys who can get you spike weeks. So I'm okay taking more outfielders later. But also, if you look at this format, let me show this up real quick. Anybody who's not familiar. The roster format. 3 pitchers, 3 infielders, 3 outfielders, and a flex. My infield is my strength, which it definitely is right now. My flex is another infielder. So I'm effectively saying I'm going to start 4 infielders, only need 3 outfielders, and then you get your bench. So I'm sure I can get 3 outfielders who are capable of being productive on a weekly basis. Don't need to be all superstars. My infield is that strong. All right. Good question. So let's talk roster construction. He's saying, this is awesome guy rocks. Most of my teams are 6, 7, and 7. I don't favor more pitchers in this format just because, again, you're probably going to flex. I'm going to usually flex an infielder. That's just me. I'm not going to rely on the pitchers so much. It's just a lot harder to get that consistent production from a pitcher. Again, these are all starters. You can't have that kind of floor with a reliever. You know what I mean? who can still get you some strikeouts and help your ratios a little bit every couple of games. You're not getting that at all here because there's no point drafting a reliever. So you're really hoping that every start they're being productive on a weekly basis. I think 6-7-7. Obviously, that's balanced. That's pretty solid. I've gone 6-6-8 because again, this might be what I do right now. Because again, my infield I'm going to grab early, my outfielders I'm going to grab late. I'm kind of going to substitute quantity for quality, I guess. Take more chances on some upside outfielders, later on. So I'm generally tend to favor more balanced rosters anyways, but I'm almost always going 6 pitchers. Okay, let's see. Get back to my turn. I'll get some more of the comments in here. There goes Churio, which is fine. Oh, man, Buxton too. And Lee. I thought one of these guys would fall to me. Low, Lee, or Buxton, but I guess not. Are we okay with Friedel? I mean, I know he had a lot of points last year. Is he getting regular playing time? That's the question. This is, again, I hate feeling like I need an outfielder because I like some of these pitching values are so crazy. Yuri and Hunter Green right here, just sitting there. I feel like I have to take one. I do like Jarren Duran. I'm gonna take him. Forget ADP. Reaching a little bit. You got a good outfielder there. Oh man, I can't pass up Yuri. I can't. I'm drafting a ton of Hunter Green. I have just so much Hunter Green. I haven't had Yuri as much because usually he'll get drafted a little bit before I'm willing to take him. But yeah, I'll take him here just to get that upside. So right now, looking at 4 pitchers, 4 infielders, 2 outfielders. Okay. Not bad. I'm okay with Morel. Chaz is a nice value here. I will take Chaz McCormick, so I'm going to queue him up. Spencer Steer. It's funny. I just talked about, in the very, very beginning, talked about Raz Slam, the Razball competition that I'm in. Spencer Steer just got taken. Where was it? It was like 5th round or something. Something like made me like I had to make sure I was reading the name right. Like, look, I like Spencer Steer, but I didn't know he was going to be taken that early in any league. So it's just funny to see how he can go like pick 50 something in one league, and he's pick 129. I might get him here. We'll see. Well, there goes Chaz McCormick. All right, so much for that. See, and that's the problem. Everyone's going outfielders early. We're going to have to go outfield late. Okay, but we still got 14 more picks. So, Joseph, auction draft or snake draft? Auction. I love auctions. I've already done 2. I got, I think, 2 or 3 more. I'm doing one this Saturday with Chris, who's, I know, an endgame both baseball and football viewer, Disciples of Base. I'm doing one this Saturday. I'm going to do another one a couple of weeks from now, and probably one more. So I definitely like auctions. Yeah, the auctions are just time-consuming, but superior. Yeah, Tigers. I'm all over the Tigers. Colt Keith is a nice late pick. Torkelson for sure. Yeah, I'm big on the Tigers offense. Back to your stand for Kerry Carpenter question. I like them both. I mean, I feel like you should be able to get Carpenter for Stanton. I think that's fair. I think that's fine. I think you can get Carpenter. You should be pretty happy with it. Okay, I'll make sure I didn't miss any other comments here. All right, here's a good question too. All right, and then Requiem, got to add Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green. Yeah, I'm all over Riley Green. I really am. I just hate when I'm on a player and then they're just screaming value, and then all of a sudden everybody else is on them, and then that ADP climbs. That's why there's some advantages to drafting early. I know you hate to draft too early because injuries and things happen, but sometimes you get an edge, especially in tournaments like this when you do draft early. All right, so Jackson Holiday. Do I think he plays opening day? I think so. I think right now there was some anonymous Baltimore official, whatever, said it's 50-50. Okay, so what good did that comment do? Doesn't mean anything. I think he does. I think he makes it. I mean, the kid looks ready. Um, I I think he does. I think he's going to hold down second base. I think that moves Westberg, probably playing more third. Henderson at short, and then all those guys are just left out standing looking. And make guys like Norby and Mayo, you know, Colton Cowser. Like, is he going to make the roster? He's been their best hitter in the spring. But yeah, I don't think they're going to keep Holiday out. I don't think they're going to be able to. All right, we're back up here. Let's see. Well, at least, actually, I shouldn't even say too soon. So it could be okay taking Eloy here. Okay. At least we can get Eloy Jimenez. Guy needs to also play more games and stay healthy. It's best ball. Let's take a shot. Eloy Jimenez. And then, do we go Holiday? Canada's still available. That's nice. Imanaga, I like that. Don't love any of these outfielders still, so Stanton's not too far down. Well, let's go infield. Yeah, what the heck, why not? Let's go Holiday. Not a guy I have too much of. His ADP will jump up a lot if he makes the opening day roster, that's for sure. All right, Tim. Couple of questions. Okay, so let's see. Wow. Okay, Holiday or Bichette? Is it dynasty or a keeper? If it's dynasty, you should be able to keep them all. But if you're just having to pick a keeper, or you're talking about trading one, okay, I'm not sure the deal is, but I mean, I think you have to say Holiday right now, just because the guy is the number one prospect in the majors, the upside. You know, if Bichette was stealing 20 plus bases and you had that, maybe that's something Holiday won't do, but he's not. So I think you just got to go with Holiday. Yeah, Imanaga. I don't think he has a ton of strikeout upside. Yamamoto of the Dodgers, he does. I mean, he has Cy Young upside. It's just ridiculous what he might do. I think he's going to wind up being underdrafted based on where he's going right now. Imanaga should be very solid, though. He should rack up a good amount of wins. Yeah, he'll still strike out a fair amount of batters. I think his projection was like 26% strikeout rate, which is solid. So yeah, but I definitely do like Imanaga. I just overpaid for him big time in an auction, but everybody was overpaying for everything, so I had no choice. Okay, thinking to keep Holiday, trading Bo. You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. I would definitely keep Holiday. You're not going to get what he's worth anyways, so don't. Yeah, definitely keep Holiday. Yeah, talking about some reading requiems. I should just read this out loud. 19th, that's good. Seeing Reagan's drop down to like 90. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Cole Reagan's too. I take him around there, and that's pretty good value. If you can get him at 90, totally fine. And I'll tell you this, for those, if you follow other sites in the industries, like, so the league I happen to be put in for the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational, I'm in the same league with, basically, it's like the group of death. Like I tell Justin, you put me in the group of death. With all the guys that know what they're doing. Everybody knows what they're doing in that tournament, but still, Nick Pollock drafts right before me. Nick Pollock from Pitcher List, the guy who is Pitcher List. And so Nick, he took Reagan's earlier than ADP. Not, he didn't reach big time on him, but he obviously is a Reagan's guy. He took him in like the 5th or 6th round, I think it was. And so that tells me something. If Nick is in on Reagan's, yeah, I think we should all be paying attention. He's in on Screwball too. He finally said, okay, yeah, he's a top 15 pitcher this year. And that's saying something, again, coming from him. All right. Here we are, round 13. Are we going to draft another outfielder? Yes, we are. And look who maybe, hopefully, will fall. I got 2 more picks here. And this is why I'm saying you can wait a little bit. You know, we waited longer than maybe we could have. Oh, wow. All right. Well, no Stanton for us. Giancarlo Stanton. There he is. 155 right before my turn. You always got to have a cue ready. Let's go with Gurriel. I like Gurriel. It's pretty solid. And now, look, we're balanced. 4-5-4. So I can go pitcher again. I'm definitely not taking one of the injured guys, and Cheerleader and Bradish. I do not like Eddie Rodriguez. Tristan McKenzie's not bad, but I got to go Volpe. It's great value there. Actually, Jimenez good value too. Just again, infield is just so much deeper, which is partly why it does make so much sense to get at least 1 or 2 stud outfielders early. I couldn't because I picked last, which is weird. You know, all my underdog drafts, I swear the last 4 underdog best ball drafts I've done, I either picked first or 12th. There is no in between for me. I don't know why. All right, let's cue some guys up. So somebody had asked a question about late SP. We're not late yet. We're after pick 160 now, but let me show you who I like in my queue. Tristan McKenzie, again, just needs to stay healthy. That's the only issue with him. I like Gavin Williams also in Cleveland. Definitely a sleeper there. Oh, there's Kerry Carpenter. All right, so if we can get Kerry Carpenter, I'll be happy here. That'll make up for some of the misses on outfield earlier. And there goes Tristan McKenzie. All right, let's keep going. I kind of like Tovar. I don't like him as much in this point format as I do in Roto. Tovar is pretty good late, but let's look pitchers. I'm definitely still a sucker for Mackenzie Gore. I say that because it could go 1 of 2 ways. Bryce Miller and Brian Wu. I just think it's insane that those guys are available so late. I love the entire Seattle rotation. I'm just gonna say it all for the Mariners. I'm gonna have at least 1 Mariner pitcher in pretty much every one of these drafts. I already took Castillo, right? Yeah. If I'm not taking Kirby, I'm taking Castillo early, and I'm taking always at least 1 of Bryce Miller or Brian Wu. So those are pretty much my favorite late round pitchers. And then going down, not Lance Lynn. I like Harrison. I feel like I can get him later. Be careful for Garrett. He just had an injury crop up. Mr. Cortez could be a steal this late. And then Pepio also. Those are some of the guys I like. Cutter Crawford and then Chris Sanchez. So those are some of my favorite right there. I still need some more outfield help, but still, I'm going to take at least 1, if not more, of those pitchers. There you go. All right, we still got 11 picks left, though, until my turn. Yeah, Kirby, the king of control. I'm always going to go for the guys who don't get themselves in trouble. Definitely the low walk rates are good. Zach Eflin, I'm telling you, could be a stud. DL Hall. Hey, Uncle Ted, what's up? Yes, DL Hall. I just took DL Hall in, well, actually, no, I just bought DL Hall in my auction league, NL only auction league. Yeah, DL Hall is a good one. That's a good one. Reese Olson, I'm not sure about, actually, because Reese Olson might not hold down his rotation spot. He's been bad in 2 starts for the spring. You know who I actually am taking instead is Casey Mize. I mean, you remember, he was the #1 pitching prospect in all of baseball a couple of years ago. He just got hurt. So I'm actually going to go for Casey Mize a lot this year. Yeah. Mize, again, he may not start the season in the rotation because they're going to work him in slowly, obviously ramp him up. But he's already, they're saying that his velocity is up from where it was a couple of years ago. He's at least hitting 95, maybe 96. Yeah, definitely Mize. Bryce Miller for sure. You're not a fan of Tristan? Well, okay. That's fine. Let's see. Now we're 2 picks away. Did Kerry Carpenter get taken? Of course he did. Of course he did. This is why I hate picking at the end. Do we go super risky and take JD Martinez, who still doesn't have a team? No? Yes? What say you? I'll take one of these pitchers. How about that? We're 464. I'll take one of these pitchers. You guys tell me, do I go for JD Martinez or not? Right now, as much as I like Gore, sorry, I got to go Bryce Miller first. What's the word? He'll land somewhere. Okay. I mean, you think he's got to, right? I mean, who else? Meneses? No. Brian De La Cruz? Oh, I do like Frelick. Is Frelick exciting enough? What the heck? Look, let's go for the value, potentially. And we'll just go JD Martinez. Potentially a value here. All right, we got Jazz, we got Jarren Duran, we got Eloy, we got Gurriel, and we got JD Martinez. Talented. Little risky. A little risky in terms of injuries for Jazz and Eloy and not having a team and JD, but very talented. We definitely need at least one more outfielder. I love this infield. Look, Freddie Freeman, Ellie De La Cruz, and CJ Abrams. Talk about upside. Arenado is kind of like the floor play there, and then Volpe and Holiday. Yeah, that does it for me. And then at pitchers, I mean, do I even need? Yeah, I do. But like at Strider, Luis Castillo, Screwball, and Yuri. I mean, 2 of the most talented arms, but also risky because injuries. But then Bryce Miller, I love that pitching staff. So we still got a ton of pitchers left in the queue. Who else can we queue up for outfield? Maybe De La Cruz. I do like Frelick. Oh, I do like Will Benson and Henry Davis. I'm taking Henry Davis quite a bit. Parker Meadows is still there. I'm okay with him. Brenton Doyle, Nelson Velasquez, guys I'm taking late. And then Jose Siri, who I like better in a roto than points. But Siri is still interesting. All right, so got some names. Yeah, Will Benson. Benson is a guy. I mean, look at it. Benson was 11-19 last year, I think. 11 home runs and 19 steals in like 329 plate appearances. So if he plays pretty much every day, I know he'll sit against lefties some, but if he can get over 500 at bats, I mean, why not 20 home runs, 30-something steals? All right, let's see. Yeah, Lee was gone a long time ago. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Jacob, Frelick fan. Yeah, I'm big on Frelick. Unfortunately, the defense doesn't help us here, but that's going to keep him in the lineup, right? Yeah, he got off to a hot start, and then he kind of struggled, but I think he'll be better. The question is he going to hit every day? Is going to play against lefties, drop in the lineup? I think he'll play enough. Yeah, I'm happy taking Frelick if he's still there. So I'm going to keep an eye on Frelick or Benson, probably. Wow, a gambling man. Requiem like Severino. We'll see. I guess he's the ace for the Mets now, isn't he? We'll see about Severino. I mean, I guess he's figured out he's not going to tip pitches anymore. Okay, so that helps. If he can stay healthy, that would help. Yeah, Severino, look, last round pick in this format, sure. Uncle Ted's got the strategy here. Just wants all offense early and pitching late. All right, you know what? Maybe next draft, I'm just gonna go with the Uncle Ted strategy. Maybe I'll do that. I can't resist getting at least 1 or 2 aces early. Um, the thing is, you say load up on low whip starters late. The problem is the low whip starters tend to go early, which is, that's how that works. You're not getting George Kirby, at the end of the draft. So, 0 starters before round 10. I can do that. I can get myself to do that. All right. You know what? The next draft, if I don't get stuck at the end of the draft, I'm definitely going to take an outfielder. And then let's do it. Let's just go 0 SP. There's a ton of low whip starters left. Well, let's see. Pepio. Okay, no, you're right. I do like Pepio. Oh, here he is. All right, it's almost my turn again. Let's do it. Wow, once again, who is this guy? CYM is sniping me on Stanton and now Freelick. Is it one of y'all? Is it one of y'all who's watching? Okay. Let's get your low whip starter here. And let's take Benson. And look at that. We are evenly balanced, as all things should be. We're at 666, lucky number. So 6 of each position. I feel like I do want another outfielder to make up for the fact that JD Martinez is one of them. And I got a little bit of injury risk here, just a little bit. And I really don't have a stud outfielder. And then let's see. Here's another. Now, you're saying a low whip starter. Of course, we don't care about whip per se because this is a points league. But yeah, I know when guys aren't giving up hits and walks. But let's see who's left. Low. I mean, I like Christopher Sanchez. He's not a high ceiling guy. Look, there goes Severino. He just got taken. Who else here would you consider a low whip guy? Hypothetically, Scherzer, DeGrom, when they actually pitch again. Canning is solid if he stops giving up home runs. I'm seeing a lot of risk here. DL Hall, again, also a guy who tends to walk too many batters, but he's got some upside. There goes Sanchez. All right, let's take him off the board. DL Hall might have to be our last pitcher. Kenta Maeda, again, not super exciting, but he's solid. He's kind of a low up guy. Gavin Stone is also really interesting. That's somebody who I could take. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. We'll see. Yeah, maybe DL Hall. Let's go DL Hall. Joe Boyle does throw some gas. Joe Boyle also had like a 15% walk rate or something, so more high whip. But hey, I took a shot on Joe Boyle in one of my leagues, an auction league, a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, why not? All right. I have to put this up. This is a hot take. Uncle Ted always got the hot takes. Jack Flaherty, this year's Zach Eflin. I mean, if he was in Tampa, I'd definitely say that. Hey, look, Jack Flaherty is not the worst pick you can make here. He's talented dude. He's not that old. So I can get behind that. I'll take some Flaherty here and there. Is Flaherty still out there? I wonder if he is. Nope, he just got taken. No, that's why you mentioned it. All right, we're almost to the end. Remember, we got 20 rounds here. I picked last, so I'm going to get the first pick of the last round. Got 6 pitchers, 6 infielders, 6 outfielders. I do feel like one more pitcher would be good. I know I say I usually only take 6 pitchers, but I don't know. I love my infielders just so much. I don't even know if I need one. But look, there's still some good infielders left too. Candelario is a good pick here. Marte has so much upside. Welvy Marte. Let's see which direction we go. I do need another outfielder. I'm definitely taking at least one more outfielder because it's not our area of strength here. So Meadows, if he's available, if he gets snatched right in front of me again, and then in that case, I'll just pivot to Siri. Notice most of these teams in this draft 7-6-6 mostly. All right, Parker Meadows it is. Take Siri off the board. And then I do like Gavin Stone, but you know what? Let's go for the upside. DL Hall it is. Yeah, because Stone, I do like him, but he's not guaranteed to make the rotation, stick in the rotation. DL Hall, I'm pretty sure will stay in the rotation all year long. All right, so there it is. And let's look at the board. Make sure that I can share the full board with you. All right, sorry, I'm going back to the board here. There it is. All right, so I picked the last. After all that orange and all these outfielders got taken, went Freddie Freeman, Spencer Strider, Ellie De La Cruz, Luis Castillo, got Jazz as my first outfielder, Tariq Skubal, Nolan Arenado, CJ Abrams, Jaron Duran, Yuri Perez, Eloy Jimenez, Jackson Holiday, and Anthony Volpe at infield. Got some young talent there. Gurriel, Bryce Miller, and Pepio as pitchers. JD Martinez, Will Benson, Parker Meadows. Some good talent late at outfield. So again, I'm okay waiting on outfield if I can't get the studs early. And then we still have 5 picks left. And this is the dinger. This is an Underdog. If you haven't tried it, get in there now. Check it out while this contest is still going on. If you don't have an Underdog account because you just haven't tried Underdog yet, it's a good time to do that. You can do for baseball, you can do for football, you can do for hockey, golf, any sport that exists, NBA. So check it out. Download the app, click the link. Just make sure if you use promo code ENDGAME, it gets you $100 basically free. If you deposit $100 when you sign up, you get a deposit match. So it's definitely worth it. You would play with house money and get in these contests, win more money. That's how it works. All right, 2 more picks here. Wrap this one up. Julian, that's a good pick there. Some of your late values, some high upside pitchers combined with some old veterans. You got Maeda, Scherzer, and Gibson all in a row. You know what? Scherzer is not the worst pick in this format because you get him back midseason. He can help you out still. Maybe one of these days I'll try that out. I'm trying to avoid injuries as much as possible because I've learned from experience there. It doesn't always end well. All right, I think that is it. Yeah, Edward Cabrera is an interesting pick there. All right, guys, appreciate you joining me for this draft. Again, if you haven't tried Underdog, check it out now. We're going to do this again later. It's draft season. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully next time, jump in there. You guys can jump in with me. This one filled up right as soon as I entered it, so I didn't even get a chance to ask anybody to join. But look, if you want to try it next week, we'll jump in there again together and draft, and we'll see. I'm going to do the Uncle Ted strategy. We'll do 0 SP early. We'll see how that works. All right, guys. Thanks.